Pay rises. The Victorian Independent Remuneration Tribunal has judged in the last couple of days that Daniel Andrews, all the other pollies up in Spring Street, are doing a brilliant job. And because they're doing such a brilliant job, they're getting a 2.75% pay increase. Mr. Andrews' pay will go up to $465,000 a year. That's an $11,000 increase on July the 1st. He got a 2.5% increase last year. He got a whopping 11.8% increase the previous year. Bill Lang joins us now, co-founder of the Victorians Party and small business advocate. Bill, good morning.
G'day, Tom.
What do you think about this? I mean, I've never seen politicians get a pay cut. They just seem to get a pay rise every year.
Pretty good gig by the sounds of it, Tom. You get elected, you get 4 years, you get a pay rise every year. You don't actually have any performance metrics. You can say whatever you want at the beginning to get yourself elected, and then if you're all powerful, you can then do whatever you want to do over that 4-year period.
So, do you think it's in any way justified? I mean, I noticed the senior public servants, I think, are getting an even bigger increase. They're getting as much as a 3.7% increase. Is there just a culture of, a year has ticked by, we must get more money?
Well, it would appear so. And they talk about an independent tribunal, Tom. This is ridiculous. There's a couple of people on the tribunal. People can see it on the internet. Career, ACTU, industrial relations, and career public servants. I hardly say that these people on the tribunal are really making an assessment, taking into account the views of all Victorians. And I'm just looking at the Herald Sun website. They've just done a poll. 1,500 people have voted, and 96% said that there should not be another pay rise.
Now, of course, in business, if you want to pay your staff more, by definition, you end up paying yourself less. So there's a real sense of paying to give your staff more money, but you might do it to motivate them or to keep certain people or whatever. But the problem I have with Polly's pay rises is the people who make the decision to give them the extra money aren't having to dig into their own pockets to find the cash.
That's absolutely right, Tom. There's no link between sort of performance, say the consequences of a decision you make, and the actual compensation that you're getting. So they're totally inoculated. And you might recall all the ads around we're all in this together over the last couple of years. But these folk have never been in it together. And it's disappointing to see the politicians of all colour T-shirts that they wear sort of all accepting the pay rise as an independent tribunal. It's just not right, Tom.
No, I've interviewed a number of opposition politicians over the past couple of years, and whereas they're normally pretty keen to criticise the government, they sort of go very, very quiet when it comes to pay because, of course, the opposition, being the Liberal National parties, they're getting a pay increase too.
Career politicians, Tom, the majority of Victorians have had enough. We want some real people from the real community, and they're making more common sense decisions. And this is a classic example. And it's just an example of one. There's many examples across the boat where they're very quiet on these things. A couple of big parties got the system working well for themselves. We're not getting value for money. We haven't got value for money for what we pay in Victoria for many, many decades.
Do you reckon Daniel Andrews deserves the 17% increase in pay he's got the past couple of years?
He's a very clever politician. Some would say the smartest, most powerful politician in the Southern Hemisphere, Tom. So his party clearly think that he does, and the so-called independent tribunal clearly think that he does. Not a bad pay rise when you can't recall some of these decisions that have been made. But look, I think Victorians will remember come November the 26th this year, Tom, and put an end to all this nonsense.
Well, we'll see. And of course, Bill Lang, being the co-founder of the Victorians Party, you'll have the opportunity to vote for him and his party in the upcoming state election.